A 40,000-year-old worm woke up? Scientists in Russia pulled a worm out of permafrost that had been frozen for 40,000 years. Completely frozen. No heartbeat, no breath, nothing. Then they warmed it up in a lab. And it moved. It actually started moving again. We're not talking about ancient bacteria that might survive anything. We're talking about a complex animal with organs and a nervous system, dead for longer than humans have existed on Earth, brought back to life. How is that even possible? In 2018, Russian scientists extracted a roundworm called Cenorhabditis elegans from the Siberian permafrost, buried 30 meters deep in ancient frozen soil. The worm had been encased in ice for approximately 40,000 years. When researchers thawed the specimen and placed it in standard laboratory conditions, the worm began to move. Not just twitch, it actually crawled. It responded to stimuli. It was alive. This shouldn't be possible. Complex multicellular organisms don't survive freezing. Their cells rupture. Ice crystals tear apart tissue. The biochemistry of life should simply stop working forever. Yet here was proof that something had survived the impossible. Freezing kills. That's biology 101. When water inside cells freezes, it expands. It shatters membranes. It destroys proteins. It destroys DNA. For a complex organism, something with a brain, a digestive system, muscles, survival should be impossible. The longer you're frozen, the more damage accumulates. 40,000 years is incomprehensible. Yet see, elegans is remarkably small, only about 1 millimeter long. Its entire nervous system has exactly 302 neurons. And it turns out this species has a secret weapon. It can enter a state called cryptobiosis, a form of suspended animation where metabolism drops to virtually nothing. But even cryptobiosis has limits. 40,000 years seemed far beyond them. Siberia's permafrost is a time capsule. Layers of frozen soil stretch down hundreds of meters, preserving anything trapped within them perfectly. The deeper you go, the older the material. At 30 meters, you're looking at ancient life, plants, animals, bacteria, all locked in time. Paleontologists have found woolly mammoths in Siberian ice, still with meat that could theoretically be analyzed. The permafrost doesn't just freeze things. It seals them completely off from the outside world. No oxygen gets in. No decay happens. No decomposition. It's the closest thing to time travel we have on Earth. The worm specimen came from soil dating back to the late Pleistocene era, when mammoths roamed and Ice Age conditions dominated. Somehow, in that frozen darkness, a single worm had survived. The Russian team, led by researchers studying ancient life, carefully thawed the worm at temperatures just above freezing. They placed it in nutrient-rich laboratory medium, essentially food and water. Then they waited. There were no dramatic moments. No lightning strike revival. Just gradual warming and time. The worm simply began moving again. Tests showed it wasn't just moving randomly, it was responding to light and chemical stimuli. It was searching for food. It was behaving like a living organism. Scientists sequenced the worm's DNA and found it essentially unchanged. 40,000 years of frozen storage had preserved it in such perfect condition that its genetic code remained intact. The research was published in 2018 and immediately challenged every assumption biologists held about the limits of life. If a worm can survive 40,000 years frozen in permafrost, what else is down there? What other organisms might be waiting beneath the ice? As climate change melts permafrost, We're releasing things that have been sealed away since before civilization. Ancient bacteria, dormant viruses, organisms we've never classified. This isn't just fascinating. It's a reminder that life is far more resilient than we understand. The implications stretch beyond Earth too. If life can survive 40,000 years of complete freezing, could it survive the journey through space? Could microbes be traveling between planets on asteroids? This single worm rewrites our understanding of life's limits. It suggests that survival, adaptation, and resilience go far deeper than we ever imagined. A worm frozen for 40,000 years woke up in a lab, and suddenly we realized we don't know the true limits of life. If you've been amazed by stories like this, subscribe to Barely Believable. There are countless more where that came from. If you want more videos like this, subscribe and follow Barely Believable. See you in the next one.